Type of angles. Acute angle. The acute angle is an angle that is less than 90 degrees. For example, an angle of 46 degrees. Another type is the obtuse angle. An obtuse angle is an angle that is greater than 90 degrees and less than 180. So it's an angle that is between 90 and 180. For example, 130 degrees. Right angle. A right angle is an angle that is exactly 90 degrees. Straight angle is an angle that is exactly 180 degrees. Adjacent angles. Adjacent angles are two angles that have first a common side, a common vertex, and they do not overlap in any way. It means that the two angles are located on both sides of the common side. They are two angles that are next to each other. In the first example, here we have two angles, A and B. As we can see that that B is overlapping, okay? Here the common side is this side. The two angles are not located on both sides of the common side. Okay, so here we have overlapping. So these two angles are not adjacent angles since A and B overlap. Okay. In the second example, as we can see, that the two angles only share a vertex and not a side. So A and B are not adjacent angles. They don't have a common side between them. Okay. Here the two angles only are not adjacent angles since they don't share or they don't have a common vertex. Okay, they have a common side, they do not overlap, but they don't have a common vertex. Here for the angle A, this is the vertex, and for angle B, this is the vertex here. So since A and B don't have a common vertex, so they are not adjacent angles. The last example, these are adjacent angles since they share a vertex and a side and they do not overlap. Okay, they are located on both sides of the common side. So here A and B have a common side and a common vertex and they do not overlap in any way. Okay. Vertically opposite angles. When two lines intersect, the opposite angles are equal because they are opposite to each other at the same vertex. So here we have two lines intersecting. The facing or the opposite angles, okay, here and here are equal, and we have another two angles here and here. They are opposite and equal. Always the opposite angles are equal, okay, since they are opposite to each other at the same vertex. Complementary and supplementary angles. Two angles are complementary angles if the sum of their measures is equal to 90 degrees. For example, here if we add 52 to 38, it gives 90 degrees. So here 52 and 38 are two complementary angles. Here we have opposite angles, okay? We have opposite angles and at the same time they are complementary. Why? Because 45 plus 45, it gives 90 degrees. So these two angles are at the same time opposite and complementary. So we say that they are opposite complementary angles. Okay. Here, as we can see, these two angles are complementary. And at the same time, if you add 60 plus 30, it gives 90 degrees. So here we have adjacent and complementary angles. So we say adjacent complementary angles. Two angles are supplementary angles if the sum of their measures is equal to 180. So if you have two angles, if we add 152 to 28, it gives 180. So these two angles are supplementary. Here we have two opposite angles, each one of 90 degree. If we add 90 degree plus 90 degree, it gives 180. So these two angles are opposite supplementary angles. In the last example, these two angles are adjacent, and at the same time, if we add 125 to 55, it gives what? It gives 180. So here we have two angles adjacent supplementary angles.